In this video, I'll walk you through how we enrolled our kids into school after moving from Israel to London. If you're planning a move with children, this is something you'll definitely want to know. In the UK, you can choose between public and private schools. Most families choose public schools, which are funded by the government and free to attend. Private schools charge tuition and often have long waiting lists and admissions processes. For primary school, the public option is a solid choice. The education level is pretty high. Kids in England start school earlier than in many countries. Reception, the first year, begins the September after the child turns 4. So yes, your 4-year-old could already be in full-time school. You apply through your local borough's council website. If you're applying mid-year, it's called an in-year application. You'll be given a list of schools with available places, and you can list up to 3 in order of preference. Check Ofsted ratings and reports before choosing. After applying, you might get an offer quickly, or you may enter a waiting list. If your preferred school is full, you might get an offer from another one. You can decline and remain on the waiting list. If you're applying before your child arrives and want a place this academic year, you'll need to provide following documents: booked flight tickets, proof of your child's date of birth, proof of the address you'll be living at the UK, for example, rental agreement or notification to the local council about your planned move, utility account setup. You might also be asked for additional proof once you arrive. We applied for schools about 2 weeks before our move. A week before we left, we got an acceptance letter for Lisa to our first choice school. Great, right? But she couldn't start immediately. We had to wait until we moved and contact the school to schedule an introductory meeting. It took another week to get the meeting, so Lisa started school about 2 weeks after we arrived. Jan didn't get an offer right away, but we were hopeful. Siblings usually get priority. A week after Lisa started, we received an offer for Jan, but it was for a different school, with lower ratings and further from home. We declined and waited. Eventually, about 10 days later, Jan got accepted into Lisa's school. So overall, Lisa started 2 weeks after the move and Jan 5 weeks after. We've heard from others that it can sometimes take up to 2 months, so be prepared. We had a relocation company helping us, and that made a big difference. The council website was a bit confusing, especially when entering our kids' previous school from abroad. The system got stuck asking for a school from a UK list. Thankfully, our relocation agents helped us through it. Also, once we were in school, other Israeli parents invited us to local WhatsApp groups, which are so helpful. But we didn't have access to those before arriving. Some people managed to get in earlier. If you know where you live, try finding local parent groups in advance. We knew language would be a major challenge for the kids, so we started preparing in advance. Jan, who was 9 when we moved, had been learning English online since he was 7. He could already hold a basic conversation, and that helped a lot. It also helped that there were 10 other Israeli kids in his class. Lisa was just 6 and only knew the alphabet and few words. She had no other Israeli or Russian-speaking kids in her class. The first few weeks were tough. Tears, resistance, heartbreak. The school gave her picture cards, phonics classes, extra help with reading and comprehension. My biggest advice: start English lessons as soon as you know you're moving. It sounds obvious, but I'd really push for it. 2-3 times a week can make a big difference and save a lot of stress later on. Also, some books from Amazon helped bridge the gap. What else you need to buy for school? Surprisingly, not much. School provides most materials. We only had to buy school uniform, swimming kit, water bottle, and book bag or backpack. I talked more about school-related costs in my family expenses video. The typical school day runs from 8:50 to 3:20, but many schools offer extended options for working parents. Breakfast club starting at 7:30, play center until 6:30, after school clubs, sports, art, coding, etc. You can choose flexible days. You don't have to commit for the whole term. Even 1 or 2 days per week is fine. For example, one after-school club might end at 4:20, already a great help. Here is an example of clubs we were offered for the next year. The UK school system may seem overwhelming at first. but with some preparation and support you'll get through it. And when your child finally walks into that classroom in a new country after all the waiting and paperwork, it's a moment you'll never forget. Take it one step at a time. It all comes together, even if it feels messy at first. If it was helpful, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in next videos.